What it do, man? It's your boy Josh. We back up in this thing with another one. We woke up this morning. It's another beautiful day. All praise to the Most High, man. Let's get it. Guys, today specifically, something that happened today that I said, man, this is so inspirational. I said, I got to do a video on this. And in case some of you may not know, I am in the United States Army. And I am a leader within the Army, and I hold a position of trust, let's just say, a position of great responsibility. And while being in that position is something in which it is very visible for everybody to see. By your just simple presence alone and the way you do certain things is just always observed, you know. The people who are under my leadership, the people that are outside of my leadership looking in, I am in a position of trust and great responsibility in which I am being evaluated consistently by any and everybody that I interface with. And one thing that was brought up to me that I don't necessarily take as a dig, but I would have responded to this situation internally I would have did something else years ago as opposed to what I should have done, which is what I did today. As somebody that was evaluating me, somebody who had been observing me, they came up to me and they said, Josh, you are too nice. You are too nice. That is a constant current theme that I hear repeatedly about my observation or my assessment as being a leader. That is the word around town is Josh Holt is too nice. And as somebody that's in a military, you think of stern, backboned, X, Y, and Z. And some people may take offense to it. It's not what in regard to what this individual told me as far as in being too nice, I don't take it as something that's a bad thing, because I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of, and God knows my heart, and I love who I am, and I'm not going to change for anybody. But simply what it was what I took it as is, in Josh, you're just too positive, you know? You're too positive, and when it's time for you to exercise maybe some sort of disciplinary when it's the moment where negativity is expected, you do not provide that. Other people call it too nice. I see it as me having control over how I'm feeling and how I react, to where I don't allow any sort of action or undoing or unrightful act outside of my control to control me. And I took that as, man, I know that I am that. I know that's what is being perceived, but that is who I am. And I'm not going to try to change or be something in which I am not, in which I know I am not capable or probably prepared to be something in which I am not already. Now, somebody who probably was giving me that criticism would probably say that that's a negative criticism as far as in being too nice. But the only person who really knows for sure on whether I am too nice or not is me. Everybody is going to have a different perspective of you. There are people that think I'm the nicest guy in the world that's on this planet. And also on this same very planet, there are people that think I am one of the worst people to ever coexist with. Perspectives change all the time. People are always going to have a thought or an opinion about you. But what is the most important is what you feel comfortable being and accepting every single day. Now, if somebody were to give you criticism and you were to believe their criticism and you think that they are right in their criticism and you want to actually change and become better, then that's one thing. I would consider that is constructive criticism, and I think that is something in which somebody is bringing this up to your attention and is very supportive and sees the end goal or the end state of you being a more better, competent individual. But how do you respond to when people say you are one way in which you don't think you are, in which you think you are normal, in which you think that is the state of normalcy? What do you do when you respond? How do you respond when somebody has a thought or a negative action or about you, or says, hey, this is a weakness of you? How do you respond to that? You simply respond by not responding. And I know that was kind of a trick question, but the only person you should be looking for approval is the approval of yourself, bro. Is the approval of yourself. If you can look at yourself in the mirror and like what you see and like who you are and like what you represent, then don't change nothing, bro. Especially for somebody who has an opinion that really doesn't matter or doesn't impact your situation at all. You know, as I sit here and I reflect over my life, I am blessed and highly favored. The Most High has blessed me abundantly. Every single need I have has been met. And so much to the point to where I have a few wants, and I've had a few wants in the past, and those have also been met. Where something I necessarily didn't need, but I had the ability to want something, and I had the ability to attain it. I am blessed and highly favored. And I think the reason why I have so much favor with the Lord is because of my seeking of His approval as opposed to anybody else's approval. What do I look like wanting to be liked by somebody if I'm not more so? What do I look like wanting to be liked by somebody and prioritizing that higher on the list than wondering if I'm getting God's approval, if I'm stepping in the way that God wants me to do? What do I look like changing for my girlfriend or changing for this girl that I like, but I'm not even willing to change for God? What do I look like trying to change for my homies and try to fit in so they can like me more, and prioritizing that over being liked by God? Fellas, I never explained why I'm too nice either. I accepted it, and if that was that person's opinion, that's their opinion, because I don't try to focus on some stuff that I don't got no control over, bro. If that's your opinion, if that's your perspective, it's validated. It is what it is, but that is not my reality. When I look at Josh Holt in the mirror, I don't see a too nice Josh Holt. I see a Josh that's bringing positivity to the world, that's bringing the energy and the influence and the things that's needed in the world, the thing that the world lacks. That I can still be productive and get the job done while being in a good mood, while being nice, while inflicting and fostering positivity within the atmosphere and within the community. What one person says is too nice and looks at it as a negative, what one person looks at and says, man, I appreciate it and I support you. Because of who I am, I've heard different perspective of, man, I'm glad you are who you are, and I'm glad you're the leader that's currently in charge right now. Because I feel like I can trust you and I can put my faith in you that you're going to come through and you're going to look out for me and you're going to have my back. That's what I've heard. But I didn't change. I didn't try to, that's just me being the same way. While some people may say, oh, it's a dig, it's a negative, other people acknowledge it and praise it and say, keep doing it. So what do you do when you're in a situation like that? Is you do what pleases God and you do what pleases you. Because I'm going to tell you, everybody is always going to have something to say. Everybody's going to have something to think. And I would rather you be the person who you wanted to be as opposed to being somebody else wanted you to be. Because if you try to be somebody else, if you try to be what somebody else wants you to be, if you try to be friends with everybody, if you try to be liked by everybody, be an ally with everybody, you become an enemy to yourself. You be liked by everybody, but you don't like yourself. Everybody likes you, but you don't like you. You don't like the things and the politicking and the things that you are doing in order to get people to like you. The links and the strengths. And then you want to know something? Through all your amount of efforts, it still will put you in the same spot where a person may still decide to not like you. You ever heard of people having those expectations of, man, I did this for you, I did that for you, I was always a friend to you, I was doing this, and then you did this behind my back, X, Y, and Z. Just because you do a lot of things to be liked does not guarantee that that person is entitled. You're not entitled to anything. If you're going to do something for somebody, if you're going to do something to be liked, do it for the out of the kindness of your heart. But don't do certain things so you can get something out of somebody. Don't do certain things so that they can give you camaraderie, so that they can give you friendship, because you ain't got no control over that. Because say, for example, you do give and you give and you give and you give, and then that person doesn't return the favor. Who can you blame? You can't blame them. You're not entitled to their attention. You're not entitled to their companionship. Nobody told you to do all that stuff so you could be liked. You was the goofy one that thought that you needed to do all that stuff so you can be liked. Give me 1 second, guys. Gotta come through the gate here. Hey, what's up, man? I appreciate it. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that you are blessed and highly favored, and there is nothing wrong with you. Ask the Most High, pray on it. Do you think that the Most High would create you and think there is something wrong with you? You think that you're ugly? You think that you're not worthy? You think that's actually true? The reason why this is probably, the reason why you feel like you are ugly, or you are this, or you are whatever negative annotation or whatever negative thought it is, the reason why is because you've been focused on trying to listen to all of your peers, these human beings who know it all, and you care more about what they think as opposed to what God thinks. Because God says you are capable and are worthy, and He wouldn't have created you just for you to suffer and be miserable. That is not the case. That is not true at all. So, what am I saying? Stop worrying about trying to impress and trying to be somebody you're not. Be who you are, because it's really gangster when you can be who you are and not care about what anybody says or thinks about you. That's really that guy. That's really a man that's him. Everybody inspired where the rules don't apply to him. Where he do what he want. He do what the people wish they had the gall to do. To say, yeah, I am going to do this, and say, no, I'm not going to do that. Not being manipulated and not being influenced by nobody. He just moving to the strut and doing what he wants to do, and he's servicing himself. This man right here is dumb, don't know how to drive. I'm sorry. That was mean. I hope nobody heard me. But if you did hear me, it was just banter. It was just a joke. Okay? Somebody's doing very funny, hit something funny, very funny on the road, and I just thought it was humorous. That's it. But what do you look like caring about what somebody else thinks about you before giving any sort of thought or input into what God thinks about you? What do you look like trying to be getting somebody's approval, and you ain't even not even mildly concerned to question whether or not the actions that you do on a day-to-day basis are in alignment and are in tune with receiving God's approval? A lot of y'all boys is putting a lot of stuff above God, and you wonder why your life may be in shambles, and why life seems like you ain't got no control, and why you're so easily agitated by certain things, and why you feel like you have no peace, and why you feel like you're not enough. All of those things are the reason why is because you prioritize the wrong things. I think that's what I'm going to name the title of the video. You prioritize the wrong things. What do you look like caring about what somebody think, who don't pay your bills, who can't fire you, who not even in charge of you, who don't got no say-so over your life officially, who does not impact your needs whatsoever, it would just be really nice to have them on our side. What do you look like bending your back for somebody who you would say, oh, I need them on my side. I need them to like you. Bro, I need them to like me. Bro, you don't need nobody in this world except God, dude. Do not put yourself in such a feeble, submissive, powerless position to the point where you subconsciously are telling yourself that you need this person. This girl right here does not want to be with you. Yet you keep chasing somebody who does not want to be with you. Why? Because you feel like you need her. Why do you feel like you need her? It's because she has been the source of your happiness that you've been looking for all along. And you started becoming reliant on being happy based on her availability and her being present. But when she's gone, when she decides she doesn't want to be with you anymore, i.e., when she does something that's out of your control, look at you trying to do something, trying to control the uncontrollable. You can't change how that girl feels. If that girl don't want to be with you, bro, move on. Have some sort of power over your life to not need anybody in order for you to live. You don't need anybody in order for you to be happy. Stop telling your goofy self that stuff that, nah, bro, she's the one. I need her. I need her. I need her. That don't sound like the one. The one sounds like somebody who's going to stick by your side and choose you every single day and just wants you. Period. If a person doesn't want you, that is the first question that I ask. It's like, what makes you think she is the one? Does she want you? Well, yeah, she is the one, but no, she doesn't want me right now. Well, she ain't the one. Stop telling yourself that. Stop telling yourself that you need these people that you don't have any control over, that you necessarily really do not need. It would just be nice to have. Because why? Because because having them in your life makes you feel validated. It makes you feel accepted. Being liked by others, the reason why you pursue that is because you really just don't like yourself. And because you don't like yourself, you hope that somebody on the outside, other than you, can give you a pass or say, yeah, you are a good person. Ask yourself right now, look at yourself in the mirror and bump everything else. Listen to what I'm about to tell you to do. I want you to look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I a good person? Do you think you are a good person? Think about your heart. Think about the way God sees you. Do you think you are a good person? Majority of us are good people. Majority of us are not looking to go out and put people down. We're not looking to harm other people. We're not looking to take from people. We're not trying to do people wrong. We want to do the right thing. And we strive to do the right thing. We don't strive to do the wrong thing. We don't strive to be wicked or evil. I don't have any guys that's on my channel watching YouTube that's evil and is not a good person. So I'm going to go ahead and let you know, you are a good person. You're not crazy for thinking that. You are a good person. Tell yourself that you are a good person and that you are enough and that you don't have to do anything extra, anything out of the norm to make you a good person. You don't have to do what anybody else thinks you need to do in order for you to be a good person. The question is that, do you think you are a good person? Do you think you are a good person? Yes or no? And if you are in tune and aligned with what I'm saying, then it's done and it's over with. You are a good person, period. Anybody else that has anything to say that is not in tune with it does not matter. Hell, if they do have anything to say that's supportive of that matter, it does not matter. Because there's only one person's approval that we really need. And that's yourself and the deity God, the Most High. The one person, the person that you need to be that needs to approve who you are is you. And if you like who you are, then be who you are. Don't think you have to change to be what somebody else thinks you should be. Who are they? Are they not a human just like you? So that would mean they would not be perfect, and that they would not be all knowing, and that they are not wise, more wise than the Most High, who said, this is who you are and this is what you will be. What they say does not go above what the Most High says. But think about our actions. Think about what we do on a day-to-day basis. Do we factor more about what they say, or do we factor more about what God says? Because me being too nice, I look at myself and I say, yeah, maybe I am. But I look at myself in the mirror and I say, bro, I'm a cold mother. You know what? I am who I am, and I ain't changing for nobody. And I've told people who have came and told me this, say, yeah, you are this, you are this. I said, yep, and I'm not going to change. Because what do I look like changing because y'all think I need to change? This is my life. I get to be who I want to be. Not you, me. If I want to be like this, and I want to carry myself this way, and I want to make decisions, because at the end of the day, I know I'm a good person, and God knows I'm a good person, and God knows my heart. He knows my intentions. What do I look like explaining myself to somebody that's a peer, to somebody who does not know it all, looking to seek their approval? What do I look like explaining myself to anybody on this earth? If I don't feel like I need to explain anything to my own mom and daddy, I'm not explaining it. I'm a grown man. I do what I do because I think it's right. Other people may think it's wrong. I don't care because I don't got no control on what they think. And at the end of the day, I have accepted that people are not like me, are not cut like me, who don't come from the place like I come from. I've acknowledged that. So I have accepted that the fact that there are going to be people that just are simply not going to be like me. But that is okay because I like being me. And you want to know who I'm not trying to be? I'm not trying to be like them. So if I'm not trying to be like them, why would I care about what they got to think? I'm trying to be me. I'm trying to be the coldest version of myself, the best version of myself. And the best version of what I see in the mirror does X, Y, and Z. He don't do A, B, C. I say I do X, Y, and Z. He is X, Y, and Z. He don't do the A, B, C. He don't represent ABC. So I'm not going to try to be ABC, even though you think ABC is the way to go. What makes me feel my best? What makes me feel the most comfortable? What makes me feel like a cold month is when I do what I do. I do X, Y, Z. There's going to be people that's going to be watching this video ain't going to be jiving with what I'm saying. I don't care. I do not care. I sleep really well at night. I sleep very well at night. Ask me if I'm going to change or factor in their opinions. There's people constantly sending me DMs. Josh, man, you got to put some more effort into your thumbnails. Bro, I don't want to do that shit, bro. So I'm not going to. Oh, Josh, you can't edit your videos a little bit? No, nigga. And I'm sorry I'm cussing and everything but that just shows you how passionate I am about this. Oh, Josh, if you want to get more views, you got to start doing this. Thanks for the advice. Next. Because I don't want to do that, dumbass. I'm done cussing. I'm going to try to control myself. But I'm saying all this to let you know that, bro, there is nothing wrong with you. If you see something in the mirror when you reflect to yourself and it's something wrong with you that you have acknowledged, hey, I don't like this about me, and you got the ability to change it immediately. Put the work in, go through the pain of transformation so that you don't have to face with the pain of regret. Saying you did have the opportunity to change, you did have the opportunity to make your life better, but you just chose differently. And if you had the opportunity again, you wish you could run it back. That's not what I'm trying to have for y'all boys. The only people you should be trying to approve is yourself. So if you're not a guy that's comfortable talking to girls and you don't like that about yourself, change it. If you're a guy that's overweight, that wants to have a slimmer build, and you don't like the way that, change it. You guys are tired of making the money, you're trying to make more money, change it. You guys are trying to get a better physique, you want to get muscles, you want to look cold, you want to look like a real alpha dog, change it. All of these things that I'm naming are productive changes. Why? Because they're centered around things you have full control over. You have full control over. It can change as soon as you want it to change. Instantaneously if you want to. As bad as you want to, you can make the change immediately. Fully in your control. Don't need nobody else's opinion. Don't need nobody else's approval. And you are the one that says, no, a change is necessary because I don't like this. I don't care what this person thinks. I don't care what this person thinks. I don't care if they like it. I don't like it. So I'm going to make it to what I like. To what I feel comfortable in. With the one life I live, shouldn't I live it the way that I wanted to live? I got placed in this body, being who I am. Why do I have to do what everybody else say? You don't. You don't. You don't. The only thing that matters is you being who you've always wanted to be. And when you're on the journey of doing that, there are going to be some people that are going to oppose you and are going to think you're doing the wrong thing and are going to criticize you. But if you really locked in with God, if you really locked into what your purpose is, you really locked into, you know what, I know exactly why I was made, because it feels like I was made for this specific reason. I am the way I am because I have this specific purpose God has called over me. God wants me to step in this direction, so I am who I am. I'm too nice. No, I'm positive. The Most High, I believe the Most High has given me the purpose to speak and bring positivity to the world. What do I look like not doing what God say because somebody else say, nah, you too positive, you too nice? Should I do what they say? Or should I do what God says? Who should I be? Who should I be? Who should I act like? They want me to be this way. God wants me to be this way. They're wanting me to be this way. God wants me to be this way. What do I do? You can't make everybody happy, bro. It's not your obligation. It's not your duty to make everybody happy and make everybody comfortable and be the version that everybody can accept. It is not your duty and your obligation to do that. It is your duty and your obligation to make yourself happy. Make yourself a version of yourself in which you can accept, because nobody else can do that but you. And so everybody's individual obligation, their duty is to be who they want to be so that they can be happy. You can choose to be happy by doing the things that will make you happy. Not doing the things that somebody else wants you to do. Not being the person somebody else wants you to be. Simply doing and being who you were designed to be, and having the confidence and the gall and the assertiveness to stand on that. And be willing to take the fire and take the shots and take the criticism, whatever the case may be. But I'm pleasing my God and I'm pleasing myself, and that's all that matters. I look at myself in the mirror and I like who I am. I'm not depressed. I'm not dissatisfied. I'm not unhappy. Why? It's because I've prioritized what's really important. And that's what you should do. And so I hope this video helps. Man, this video is powerful, boy. I tell you, boy, this the one right here, man. So make sure before y'all go, man, if this video helped me, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe button. Make sure you share the video. I'ma holler at y'all boys.